Welcome to Lakers News Fan Report, your home for the latest updates, breaking news, and exclusive analysis on our beloved Los Angeles Lakers. I'm here to bring you insider information and deep dives into everything happening with the purple and gold. Something's brewing in Los Angeles, and it's bigger than anyone anticipated. The last few weeks have been a roller coaster for Lakers Nation. We started the season with fire, with energy, with that championship mentality we all know and love. But recently, the reality check hit us hard. 4 losses in our last 5 games. 4. That's not Lakers basketball, and you know it as well as I do. Rob Pelinka knows it too, and trust me when I say this, he's not sitting idle. The front office is working overtime, and the moves being discussed right now could completely reshape the trajectory of our season. I'm talking about the kind of roster transformation that could elevate us from a good team to a legitimate championship contender. Let me paint you a picture of where we stand right now. Luka Doncic came to Los Angeles with sky-high expectations, and he's been delivering at an elite level. LeBron James, defying Father Time once again, continues to show why he's one of the greatest to ever touch a basketball. But here's the harsh truth. In today's NBA, having 2 superstars isn't enough anymore. You need depth, you need versatility, and most importantly, you need that third piece who can match the intensity and athleticism of the modern game. We've seen it with every championship team in recent memory. The Celtics had their big 3. The Warriors had their dynasty built on multiple all-stars. Even the Nuggets needed that perfect blend of talent around Jokic to get it done. Right now, our roster has talent, no doubt about it. Rui Hachimura has been solid, bringing scoring punch and reliable three-point shooting. But let's be completely honest with ourselves. We're missing that explosive, athletic wing who can take over games with pure athleticism. Someone who can guard multiple positions on defense while also creating havoc on offense. Someone who's still young, hungry, and ready to prove himself on the biggest stage in basketball. That missing piece is exactly what Rob Pelinka is targeting, and the strategy he's deploying is nothing short of brilliant. Here's what's happening behind the scenes, and this is where things get really interesting. The Lakers organization has identified their primary need, and they're not messing around. According to multiple sources close to the situation, Pelinka is actively working on packaging together multiple assets to make a major splash before the trade deadline. I'm talking about Jared Vanderbilt and Gabe Vincent being discussed as the centerpieces of a potential package deal. Now, before you react, hear me out completely because there's much more to this story. Vanderbilt brings defensive intensity and energy. We all appreciate that. Vincent was supposed to be our backcourt depth, a veteran presence who could provide stability. But the honest assessment is this: neither of them has been the difference maker we need to get over the hump. They're solid rotation players, but solid doesn't win championships in this league. The Lakers are thinking bigger, much bigger, and Pelinka understands that sometimes you have to sacrifice good to get great. But it's not just about moving. Vanderbilt and Vincent, the Lakers, are playing chess while others are playing checkers. Here's the sophisticated part of the strategy. The organization is exploring the possibility of flipping our 2032 first-round pick into multiple first-round selections. Think about that for a second. Instead of having one valuable future asset, we could have 2 or 3 picks that we can then bundle together with our current players to create an irresistible package for another team. This gives us exponentially more flexibility in trade negotiations and opens doors that were previously closed. This kind of strategic maneuvering shows you how serious the front office is about competing right now. We're not waiting around hoping things get better on their own. We're not content with just making the playoffs. This is the Lakers we're talking about. Banner number 18 is the goal, and every move being made is calculated to get us closer to that ultimate prize. Now, when you start putting together packages like this, combining multiple players and draft picks, you're not hunting for role players anymore. You're going after impact talent. You're targeting players who can fundamentally change what your team can do on both ends of the floor. The names being discussed in league circles right now are exactly that caliber. We're talking about elite wings who can defend, score, and bring that championship-level intensity every single night. Herb Jones, out of New Orleans, is someone who fits that description perfectly. Elite defender, improving offensive game, exactly the kind of two-way player every contender needs. Trey Murphy, 3, also from the Pelicans, represents that modern 3-on-D wing who can space the floor while also making plays. Both would be tremendous additions to what we're building here in Los Angeles. But here's where the story takes its most intriguing turn, and this is the part that has Lakers Nation buzzing with excitement. There's a young player currently with the Golden State Warriors who embodies everything we're looking for. 23 years old, explosive athleticism, improving offensive skills, and the potential to become a legitimate star in this league. His name has been circulating in trade discussions for weeks now, and recent developments have made a potential move not just possible, but increasingly likely. This player recently made a decision that has sent shockwaves through the Bay Area. He's requested a trade out of Golden State. He wants out, he wants a bigger role, and he wants to be somewhere that believes in his potential to be more than just a role player. Jonathan Kuminga has officially asked the Warriors for a trade, and the Los Angeles Lakers are positioned perfectly to make a serious run at acquiring him. Let that sink in for a moment. Jonathan Kuminga, one of the most athletic forwards in the entire NBA, could be wearing purple and gold before the trade deadline. This isn't just speculation or wishful thinking. Multiple credible sources have confirmed that Rob Pelinka is genuinely high on Kuminga's game and is absolutely intrigued by what he could bring to a team led by Luka Doncic. Think about what Kuminga would add to our roster. At 6'7", with elite speed, vertical explosiveness, and improving basketball IQ. He's exactly the type of player who can thrive alongside two ball-dominant superstars like Luka and LeBron. He doesn't need the ball in his hands constantly to be effective. He can cut to the basket, finish above the rim, defend multiple positions, and bring an energy that's simply infectious. In Golden State's system, he's been limited by the presence of established stars and a specific role that doesn't maximize his talents. In Los Angeles, playing with Luka Doncic, creating opportunities, and LeBron James mentoring him, Kuminga could blossom into the player we've all seen flashes of. The fit is almost too perfect to ignore. Luka excels in pick-and-roll situations and creating for others. Imagine Kuminga cutting to the basket with Luka threading passes, or spotting up for threes while the defense collapses on our stars. On defense, Kuminga gives us the versatility to switch across multiple positions, something absolutely critical in today's NBA playoffs where mismatches can decide entire series. He's young enough to grow with this team while also being experienced enough to contribute immediately at a high level. According to reporting from NBC Sports Bay Area, the Warriors are fully aware of the Lakers' interest in Kuminga. They know Pelinka admires his game. They understand that we're putting together packages that could be competitive. The question isn't whether we want him, the question is whether we can put together an offer that makes sense for Golden State while still maintaining enough talent around Luka and LeBron to remain championship contenders. Here's where those multiple first-round picks become crucial. The Warriors are in a transitional phase themselves. Steph Curry isn't getting any younger, and they need to balance competing now with building for the future. If the Lakers can offer multiple future first-round picks along with rotation players who can contribute immediately, that becomes a package Golden State has to seriously consider. Kuminga wants out, the Lakers want him in, and there's a clear path to making this happen if both sides negotiate in good faith. The timing of all this couldn't be better for Los Angeles. We're hitting our stride at exactly the right moment in the season. The trade deadline is approaching, teams are making their final evaluations, and players like Kuminga who've requested trades become more available as we get closer to that deadline. The Lakers have the assets, the motivation, and most importantly, the vision to pull off something special here. What excites me most about this potential acquisition is what it represents for the future of Lakers basketball. We're not just trying to win this year, although that's absolutely the primary goal. We're building something sustainable. Kuminga is 23 years old. If we can develop him properly, give him the role he deserves, and let him grow alongside our established stars, we're looking at a cornerstone piece for the next 5 to 7 years, minimum. That's the kind of forward thinking that championship organizations embrace. Let's also talk about the message this would send to the rest of the NBA. The Lakers aren't afraid to make bold moves. We're not satisfied with mediocrity. When we identify a weakness, we address it aggressively and decisively. Bringing in a player of Kuminga's caliber, especially from a Western Conference rival like the Warriors, would be a statement move that tells everyone the Lakers are all-in on championship contention right now. I know there are always concerns when you're discussing trades. What if the chemistry doesn't work? What if the player doesn't fit the system? What if we give up too much? These are valid questions, but here's what I keep coming back to. The current roster, as constructed, isn't good enough to win a championship. That's not being negative. That's being realistic. The 4 losses in 5 games prove that we need an upgrade. Kuminga represents that upgrade in every measurable way. The defensive versatility he brings alone would be transformative. Right now, when teams attack us with athletic wings, we struggle to contain them consistently. Kuminga changes that equation completely. He has the lateral quickness to stay in front of guards, the length to contest shots from forwards, and the strength to hold his ground in the post. In playoff basketball, where defensive matchups can determine the outcome of entire series, having that kind of flexibility is priceless. Offensively, while Kuminga is still developing his outside shot, he's shown significant improvement each season. His three-point percentage has climbed steadily, and more importantly, he's become more selective and confident in his shooting, playing alongside Luka Doncic, who commands so much defensive attention. Kuminga would get cleaner looks than he's ever had in his career. The basketball IQ of LeBron James, mentoring him on reads, cuts, and positioning would accelerate his development in ways that are hard to quantify but undeniably valuable. Rob Pelinka understands all of this. The reporting makes it clear that he's not just casually interested in Kuminga, he's actively pursuing ways to make this happen. When you combine the Lakers' clear need for an athletic wing with Kuminga's desire for a fresh start and a bigger role, you have all the ingredients for a deal that makes sense for everyone involved. The Warriors get future assets and rotation players. Kuminga gets his desired trade to a championship contender with a defined role. The Lakers get the missing piece that could vault them into legitimate, title favorite status. Looking at this situation objectively, the path forward seems clear. The Lakers need to continue building their package, making sure they're offering enough value to satisfy Golden State while not completely gutting the roster around Luka and LeBron. That's a delicate balance, but it's exactly the kind of challenge that separates good general managers from great ones. Pelinka has shown throughout his tenure that he's willing to be aggressive when the opportunity presents itself. This is one of those opportunities that you can't let slip away. The next few weeks leading up to the trade deadline are going to be absolutely critical for the direction of this franchise. Every game matters, every conversation matters, and every decision being made in that front office is going to have long-term implications for Lakers basketball. I'll be monitoring this situation closely, bringing you updates as they develop and breaking down exactly what each move means for our championship aspirations. So here's what I want to know from you, Lakers Nation. How do you feel about potentially trading Vanderbilt and Vincent along with draft picks to bring in Jonathan Kuminga? Do you think he's the missing piece we need to win it all this season? Are you comfortable giving up future assets to compete right now while LeBron is still playing at an elite level? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I want to hear from you. This is your team as much as it is mine, and your perspective matters. If you want to stay updated on every development in this story and all Lakers news, make sure you're subscribed to Lakers News Fan Report and hit that notification bell. We're going to be bringing you daily updates, exclusive analysis, and insider information you won't find anywhere else. Like this video if you found it valuable, share it with your fellow Lakers fans, and let's build this community together. We're in this for the long haul, through every trade rumor, every game, and ultimately, through that championship run we're all dreaming about. Until next time, Lakers Nation, let's keep that faith strong and that purple and gold pride even stronger.